What's up, mi gente? Welcome back again to another edition of Rican. I am as fast as the human man can run, Mo.
I'm slow, Lou.
So,
as fast as my battery can take me.
And what if we hotwire it?
Oh, Fast and the Furious, baby. Cripple style.
My money's on him, so I'm not going to worry about that. So, subject for the moment right now, test screenings.
Yes.
What are they worth?
I believe that Section 31 should have been test screened.
Same could have been said about the Acolytes.
Yeah, Acolytes would have won.
The Acolytes would have been screened, and they maybe would have won. Yes. But that's the thing. It's like the purpose of the test screen is to gauge the audience that you're going to be putting this movie out or show out for. Gauge your reaction and see whether or not you're heading in the right direction where people are going to like it or love it.
How many
if
times,
they like it, they got to, they have to fix something.
How many times have Superman been test screened?
I think I could be wrong, but I think I've already heard 4 reports about 4 test screenings so far. The last one, which came at CinemaCon, in which they showed the first 5 minutes of one scene, where we crash lands, and then we get to see more Crypto, but not in the way we saw in the first trailer. But now him jumping on him, wanting to play. I found it cute. Like I said, I love that dog. He's cute. He looks just reminiscent as the dog that James Gunn adopted.
To hurt Superman by jumping on him, if he jumped on you in that way, he would kill you.
Oh, I'd be dead.
Yeah,
no, pushing Daisy at this point, bro.
Yeah, he killed
Big time.
Now, I have this theory, and I'm explaining it after we go through this. Thunderbolts, how many screenings has that gotten?
I've already heard only of 2.
And the Jurassic?
None.
Okay. Here's my theory.
And hold on, there's one more. I haven't heard none either for Fantastic Four.
Okay. Right. July is going to take my money because all these movies come out at that same month.
Our money. Yes.
I think I'm going to let Mo pay for the most of it.
Yeah. Rock, hard place.
Yes.
Rock, hard place.
So, and here's my theory. The more screenings you have for a movie, the less confidence they have on it.
I would think so too. I would agree with that because
the less confidence. Now, it might backfire with Superman. Superman has a following of well over 40, 50 years.
Yes.
But that might backfire. I mean, you mentioned Superman. He is a character that's known throughout the world.
He's iconic. This is true. But here's the reason I would mention Superman. First, the tail of the tape between Cornsweat and Cavill. Now, in Cavill's position, when Man of Steel came out, it opened. Zack Snyder opened the lore and created a society in that film. You saw that this was considered a glyph. It represented the House of El. And you saw how their society was based on artificial births, that the birth itself of that child was only going to follow one purpose in life.
It had a cast, yeah.
Yeah, it had that cast, and each one of them, represented something. So it created it to the point where in comic books, they changed. Comic books changed and followed that. Supergirl, the CW Supergirl, talked about when they did the Elseworlds episode, and he said that glyph on the guy who's that glyph belongs to my cousin and represents hope. And I'm like, okay. And even even in Superman and Lois, when they had talked about the glyph, and they talked about the heritage of Krypton and the different the different casts as well. And I'm like, So Zack Snyder's Man of Steel created the society of Kryptonians right there for you to understand. This one is going by more of a comic book or graphic novel, not origins, but pretty much storyline. It's like it's fastening two of them together from what I'm seeing. That is All-Star Superman and Superman Legacy, because one of those screenings had a YouTuber that said it looks more episodic. So there's a theme, but there's a lot of different episodes. So it's like there's going to be more than one villain or one more protagonist in it. It's not like just like in Superman Returns, it's him and Lex Luthor.
It's going to be like Acolytes.
Yeah, something like that. But
Did Acolyte work? No.
No. That's why I said, and I've said it throughout this whole time. I know James Gunn is trying to push this. They give a lot, and because they need this success, they're putting the eggs all in one basket. And to me, that's like, I mean, if you wanted to do that storyline, and I'll say it, why couldn't you get Cavill? You could have kept Cavill to get it. You could even continued with, say, Black Adam 2 and changed it any way you want it. You still can, because, again, the WB or DC Studios or DC Comics in itself are the first to present this whole multiverse universe where there are different Earths and different things going on. I didn't see the need to end Superman and Lois's run only because, and I'm quoting what I read, that it would be confusing to have a TV Superman and a film Superman. And I'm like, oh, sorry, this is dust in here. Because let's be honest here. When Superman Returns was out, there was a Superman TV show. And when Cavill was out, you had Superman and Lois. So Cavill, Helchland, I mean, we saw the differences between the two. We knew, but as far as our cinematic Superman, loved Cavill. He had a more realistic approach to his character, whereas Helchland, I would have to say he was the only Superman that was husband and a father and a hero.
And short.
No, he was actually 6'2", if I'm not mistaken. Short. So he was 2 inches shorter than Cavill, who was 6'4". Corns was the tallest at 6'5". So, again, but the whole storylines that they did.
What I like about Hedgeland's, he was very humble.
Even in real life, too.
Yeah. Oh, I met him at a con.
I remember, same here. Yeah. And guy was humble, sweet as they come, very fan tristic to his fans.
Yes.
Remember when the thing got lifted finally and Comic-Con happened and they had Strange New Worlds there, and then they had him on the table, and they had Melissa Navia, Melissa Navia was there, and Anson Mount, and then there was him. And I saw him, and there was a family of 4, mother, father, son, and a daughter. The guy asked, I said, is it cool? Could we get a selfie with you? He's like, yeah, why not? And he walked around the table to the other side, grabbed his camera, and it was him, the dad, the mom, the son, the daughter. He's ready, and then he clapped it. He didn't have to do that. No. He could have said it would be an extra charge if that was the case. And especially when people were like, oh, mask, I need a mask. No. That's my fans. That's what that's what gets people to come watch you.
Yeah.
You're very eccentric. But sidetracking for a second, you could have all of that. And I just don't understand, why. I mean, you guys are not interested in making money because, trust me, a lot of us are ready to throw it at you and go see it. We're definitely going to go broke watching, you battle it out with the Fantastic Four and you. And then there's one more. I'm just trying to remember which one it is right now.
Thunderbolts?
Huh? Well, Thunderbolts is in 2 weeks. So again, but this is like the summer war between, DC and Marvel.
Thunderbolts had how many screenings? 2, you said?
Two screenings.
Okay.
And, but to me, 2 screenings doesn't to say that it's bad either or that it's good.
I know I'm going to lose this bet, but I'm going to say it anyway.
Okay.
I have a feeling that the winner in all this is going to be the Jurassic Park movie.
Oh. Yeah, that only had one trailer.
And that's it.
0 screenings.
No screenings.
None whatsoever. I mean, the confidence is there, and then you have, what's her name, Scarlett Johansson leading that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, a couple of other people. Huh?
Who's directing this one? Do you know?
I don't remember.
Not Spielberg, right?
No,
No.
Spielberg will always be behind the scenes, though.
He'll be behind the scenes because that's his puppy, no matter what.
Yeah.
But other than that, I don't remember. I don't know.
Crichton family.
Yeah.
Because they
Well,
wrote
the Crichton was the producers, right?
No, Crichton was the guy that
director?
wrote the book.
He wrote the book.
No, they were part of the first one, I think, as a director.
No, Michael Crichton. No.
I could say consultant
Yeah, probably,
as a consultant to the movie, but that's about
An
it.
executive producer.
Executive producer.
But I would say yeah. I would say yeah. I would say
as-
that one
As
being
long
a
as
winner.
Spielberg is somewhere still tied into it. They don't need no.
Did you? By the way, not sidetrack. Did you hear about Spielberg's next movie?
Which one?
It's gonna be UFO based.
Uh-oh.
It's gonna be alien based. Now, people are speculating: could it be a sequel?
Oh, E.T.
No, of Close Encounters,
Could be.
or
They never did the sequel,
Never did. No.
and they just kept it on the air like that.
Yeah.
or is it going to be a remake with today's technology? Nobody's certain yet.
Don't,
Yeah,
re-
no.
don't remake it.
No. Now
Don't.
my lawyer,
Hmm?
my lawyer, she actually was. She went to a thing where she was actually part of the cast
Oh.
for a quick shot,
Mm-hmm.
and it had a whole different name and everything.
She probably wrote an MDO on that one.
Yeah.
Never on an NDO. She won't talk about it. But I hope it's not a remake. I really hope they don't remake it. Because, again, remakes have a way of hitting or missing altogether. There's a history of just remakes. We've done one part of it where there was a hit and then it was a total miss when it was remade.
Yeah.
You know, how does that say? You
I
know,
honestly think it'll be a miss just because the people that seen the original are still alive, and they still, have that beat in the head. Bum, 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 bum.
Yeah.
So if you mess it up, it's gonna be a fall.
Like
It's gonna be a fall.
if it's going to be a sequel, it has to be the people that
continuation
left.
of.
They came back.
Yeah.
And explain a little bit.
Yeah. That I can see and then say, okay, good. They come back because they seek more contact or have the context because the music that they pandered to it was a way of communication between the two. So what's not to say after they were gone, they had not more communication throughout that. And then this movie coming up represents them coming back now. And they've had an open dialogue all this time.
And then they had Led Zeppelin and Bon Jovi knew how to play music to them.
I definitely throw money at that, bro. What? It's my life.
They know how to communicate.
Yeah.
I'm a cowboy on a steel horse high
But
ride.
they definitely need to rethink it versus who's here and who's not.
I mean,
Let's do a sequel.
These are just speculation. It could be a whole new movie,
Mm-hmm.
a whole new,
Well, that's what we need
Have the
because
imagination.
yeah.
with this sort of genre, you need something fresh and new. You do. I mean, I love the superhero stuff, and as you were saying before, with Superman, it has a lore. But here's the thing: how many times? I mean, everybody on the Marvel side has tons of characters, and if you look, Marvel's been touching on a lot of new characters. They haven't stuck with the same group as forever. All they've done is gone to the next set of characters, whereas with the exception of this Superman right now, you have, what is it, Guy Gardner, Hawkgirl, but it still boils down to the same three you start redoing over and over again. Batman, Superman, and not yet, but I think they've announced who their new Wonder Woman's going to be.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back after these messages. Please give us a little bit of time, and we'll be right back.
See you soon.
Hi, I am Charles Laloma and I am the owner of the LDM Network, and I hope that you're enjoying this episode. But if you want to see past episodes of this show or any other of our shows, go to the ldmnetwork.net. We have large contents of different type of shows, and we even have podcasts. So again, check them out at ldmnetwork.net. So without further ado, let's get back to this episode.
What's up, mi gente? We're back again. The Ricans. I'm Mo. I'm Lou. And you have a theory you wish to share with us.
Before the commercial break, I have a theory. The movies that don't need a screening or haven't had a screening are the ones that are going to do the best. And the reason why I say this, as I said before the commercial break also, I believe I said it, that Superman, and if I didn't say it, then fine. Superman doesn't really need any screenings because he's an iconic character. Everybody in this planet knows. I think bugs know Superman. He's the most iconic character there ever is and there ever will be. Yeah. And I believe that he didn't really need, the movie didn't really need screenings.
No.
That's to me is like the studio is second thinking.
Well, with all reality here, James Gunn and Safran need this to be a home run. And we're talking about success, box office success, like the first Aquaman did and the first Wonder Woman did. They need it to be somewhere within the billion mark. If you get a 300, like for instance, Minecraft, was it Minecraft, right? That just came out this weekend?
Yes.
150 domestic, 150 overseas. It did 300 in its first weekend. 300 million. That's what they want to see. They want to see that Superman makes that kind of money starting and that goes up to that billion mark.
But with them, it's the marketing. Minecraft has marketing, and they have a video game which kind of helped.
Yeah, you have the video game fans. Yeah. No, I agree.
For me, I don't really like it. I give it a 3 out of 5.
Yeah,
I didn't really.
I'm not even
watching.
watching.
But you put in Jason Momoa, you put in Jack Black.
That's why. And then Minecraft is just a household name anyway.
Yeah. Exactly. So, and again.
By the way, speaking of Momoa, he was spotted at the Supergirl filming.
Yeah, he is. He's Lobo.
Yeah, he's spotted.
He's Lobo.
He was spotted.
Pastiche, the main man, is back, bro.
Yeah.
He was never here, but the main man is here, bro.
We'll talk about that later.
Yeah, we'll talk about that one later.
Was he there for somebody?
I know they're saying Lobo's going to make an appearance.
Yeah, Lobo's
was he there for somebody else?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You never know. There'd probably be a romantic thing around there. You know? I'm just throwing gossip out there.
I am. Making them think, yeah.
If you see and you know, let us know. Because I tell you, it's like, but you're right with Superman, and I think I said before, it's like they keep, when they start a new universe, they start the same thing again. Batman, Superman, and then when they announce it, another Wonder Woman. They kept on doing that. Marvel didn't do that.
No.
After the Avengers, I mean, you still see Chris Hemsworth. You will see, not so much Stark, except for Doomsday coming soon.
But with Marvel, they did it unique. Marvel did it the way it should have been done. First character to introduce was Iron Man.
Oh, yeah.
Iron Man opened the doors, then Captain America. After Captain America, Thor. After Thor, then they came out with Avengers. They had their 3 core characters. And then that build up. So with DC, okay, fine, you got Superman. Make him. The next movie should be and will be a Batman. If the Superman works.
Right.
It's going to be a Batman. After that, it's going to be, I'm assuming, Wonder Woman. Because Green Lantern, from what I'm understanding, the Lantern Corps is going to be a streaming series. Yes.
On HBO Max, but the Nathan Fillion who plays Guy Gardner is going to cross over into that.
Okay.
So they're doing what Marvel's already doing, cross-connecting their TV shows to the cinematic universe and keeping them concurrent with one another. And that is what they should have done. They should have never killed the CW universe. They should have kept it, but opened that doorway. I mean, how do you do Crisis on Infinite Worlds and you only had the one scene where the Flash from the TV show, Grant Gustin, and was it Elba, whatever his name is? But they had the one scene where the two crossed over. So you had the DCEU and you had the CW right there in one moment. So you can't tell me you can't do this. Let's just say you don't want to do it. That would be nice. That would be honest. Marvel don't care. Marvel puts it out there. Daredevil, and you already had Echo, and I'm the Punisher coming around the corner.
Punisher's coming out, yeah.
Ooh, and I'm telling you, it's like they kept within the universe. Even in the Netflix series, they talked about the Sokovia Accords.
Yes.
In there. So I was like, it kept the series and the cinematic universe as one. And then they did, because they brought in what? Charlie Cox? Was it Spider-Man No Way Home?
Mm-hmm.
Then brought him back into another show, Jennifer Walters, attorney at, She-Hulk, attorney at law. And then his series coming through, and his one appearance in Echo.
Yes.
So they kept that concurrent,
and it was always a different costume. It wasn't always the same.
I'm waiting for. I know. I'm waiting for that iconic costume myself. I think I will scream to the heavens, to the nerd heavens,
What, the
Rican heavens,
the Double D?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna scream to Double D. I'm sorry. I'm sorry about that.
The suits that I've seen for the show is the double is up here.
Mm-hmm.
It's not big on his chest.
Mm-hmm. No,
it's more modern.
Yeah. Right there. Yep. So when that comes, that's it, bro. Daredevil is official at that point, bro. I mean, it's not really not official now, but it makes it more official as far as we nerd fans are concerned. We're waiting for that suit to make its appearance.
During the break, we also mentioned the Defenders.
Yeah. Now, the question is, spoiler alert for those who have been watching Born Again, from what I've read so far, Fisk has his task force, and it seems like Daredevil is going to have a grouping as well. Who will it comprise of? Question mark. I'm going to leave it like that.
I don't think they should do Defenders with Daredevil. And the reason why, they tried that before.
Mm-hmm.
They did Daredevil.
Jessica Jones.
Yes, and then they came out and did the Defenders. And to me, that was a downhill fall.
Because we know the Defenders weren't those characters to begin with.
No, but that was a downhill fall.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think they should do Defenders. I think they should stick with Daredevil.
And a nice little team up.
Punisher.
Mm. Oh, yeah.
Team up 1, 2, 3 characters at a time if they want to do that, but don't do a big team.
Ensemble, no. Too much.
Yes.
Even for a TV show. Too much.
It's going to suck. It's going to suck like the last one.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry.
I mean, it was good, but I knew from when I saw it, this was still a Daredevil storyline that just included Luke Cage, Iron Fist, and Jessica Jones. Because when I do the count of how many seasons he's been out, then I look at first, second. The third one, which is Defenders, is still, to me, season 3 of Daredevil. Then season 4, when they first introduced Poindexter and Bullseye. So that's 4. And now this one here is actually season 5. So it's like 5 seasons worth of Daredevil to me. And those who've watched it like I do would know is that, it's concurrent. The storyline is concurrent to Daredevil, especially with the Defenders. These other 3 are just, I hate to say it this way, the sidekicks that joined in.
Mm-hmm.
And if they have a group gathering at the end, I want Punisher there. You already showed him, so it's too late to cover it up.
Well,
he's going to be there.
I heard he's getting his own
I know.
show soon after this.
But have you noticed they're allowing it to be rated R?
Yes, and it's great.
It's Disney.
It's great. I mean,
but it's Disney.
Yeah, but Disney needs to let go of that rating system. I mean,
they let it go with Deadpool and Wolverine, and then tell me you don't get any worse than that, bro.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Let go of Marvel movies.
Yes, leave it under Marvel's control, and that's it.
Marvel should never be a PG-13 on a thing.
No,
it's got to be a rated R.
Should be. It should be open in that respect, because
but
even in the comic books, they always have that, but they just put stars and extras, whatever.
But they're always trying to market it towards kids, because comic books are, when you think of comic books, you think of kids.
Yeah.
I'm a very large kid and I want the PG gone. I want R. Okay?
I'm a kid who looks like he got beat up by someone.
Oh, God. No sabes qué hacer nada contigo. I have no idea what to do with this man. But what can I say? Oh, but yeah, it should stay in R. Can't get that out of my head. Okay. But it should stay in R because, quite frankly, even in the comic books, they're now being more explicit, being more real in that sense. It's not like just dead. It's not like not Daredevil. It's not like Deadpool alone is doing this, because in that scene when he smashes Poindexter's head and then the guard comes in, he's smashing his head to the desk.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what? And then he says thank you, and he's like, mother, father, you. And I'm like, what? Did he just say that? I'm like, whoa. I'm like, okay. The rat is sitting back and just saying, nah, let it go. I'm like, boy, let that go. Let it go. Because it's just being true and honest to the character. I mean, I'm pretty sure what he's going to say. Spring is here.
Well, a lot of shows have, and I'm not talking about only in streaming networks, but a lot of shows have gone into using a lot of
Colorful
words.
Vernaculars.
Take The Walking Dead.
Oh, yeah.
When they first started, they weren't using it. But towards the end seasons, they started using
it's cable.
shit.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? God, sorry. I used the SH word, and I
Now
think
my eyebrows going up.
yes, and in the episodes that came afterwards, where each character got their own, they've used the F word.
Oh yeah, they
So-
F-bombed the hell out of
Yeah.
those shows, but it's cable, and the beauty about cable is you can let that go, and streaming, and you can let that go.
Yeah,
You can't do it on regular primetime television. 2, 4,
7.
5, 7,
Although
11.
I think in certain TV shows they've used the SH word in regular TV.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They have, but they kind of like slip that under the radar because it is a
Depends on how you say it.
yeah.
it's how you say it, but because remember it is a federal violation. They get fined for that.
And a pet peeve that I have with Channel 7 right now, ABC, please end ER.
ER.
I mean, Grey's Anatomy.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
they've been.
Please end Grey's Anatomy. I mean, it's on a thread. Let it go.
I
For all
haven't
those
watched
who-
Grey's Anatomy since she was in that illusion of seeing her husband.
I haven't seen it since he died.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Since then, it's been on a thread. Like it's holding on.
yeah, to dear life.
Like come on, this is not all of my children. Get rid of it.
Yeah.
Stop it.
Sorry. Now we're gonna go back into the
Back to
superhero.
Marvel, back to
Sorry.
Marvel.
See, I didn't endorse this. I'm not with this.
That was a
Those who are
of,
the deep-setted fans that I do know personally,
Yeah.
I don't say nothing.
Although I've heard
that
that.
was a moment of Rican rant.
Yes.
There's another weekend right there.
Yes.
Yeah,
Although I've heard that the new thing, the Pit.
the pit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
I heard that's.
Yeah, but they got a couple of doctor ones, and I'm like tired of doctor.
And it's funny because he left the show because he was being typecast as a doctor,
And then he goes to
and
the
then he
doctor.
goes back to being a doctor.
You gotta go where the
I can
money
see
is
how that
at.
works.
You gotta go where the money is at.
Just like what's his name? The character from. I call him Carrot Top. He was in CSI Miami.
Redhead.
The redhead guy.
Yeah.
He left the other TV show where he was a cop because he was being typecast as a cop,
And then he goes to.
and then he goes and become.
he become a CSI.
Oh.
Not so much a cop.
See,
Yeah,
it's
promotion.
They say it's a
difference.
scientific
Yeah,
investigator.
He's he got
Uses-
promoted.
Science prevails.
Like the guy that left Chicago PD,
Mm-hmm.
and now he's FBI International.
Yeah.
Okay.
Take a moment to think about that, folks.
Yeah.
FBI,
Now it's still law enforcement. Like,
but you're international.
yeah.
I'm not.
But he
No.
didn't want to be typecasted as Chicago
Oh
PD at the time.
no! He just changed the blue for the
I think-
FBI.
I think that should be later episodes. We're gonna think of typecasting and what they do.
Yeah.
Later episodes.
Later.
Go to a different movie and
Yeah.
then make it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's all actors try to. I mean, no one, and I say this honestly, no one I know of could ever be a Shatner. That boy has rebuilt himself more times than I can think of,
Yes.
and has had more colorful characters than I can even count. And of course, my personal favorites, other than Captain Kirk, the funniest one will always be Denny Crane
Oh,
from
I
Boston
love it.
Legal.
Yes.
Him and James Spader going.
Yes.
If you haven't seen it, take a look. Trust me when I tell you, it's well worth the watch.
Yes.
It is well worth the watch.
I missed
But
that.
that's just a man that has, from a time where, and he had said in his documentary, when Star Trek was over, he was getting divorced, and he got a truck, and he went over to his brother's house, and he was living. I mean, he was getting he had a check for $15 from Star Trek, and he was watching the Apollo mission from a mini black and white TV, watching it like this in the truck, to where he's worth more than millions, and has had a legacy as both an actor, an author.
His books are good.
Oh yeah, Tech War.
Yeah.
Woo!
Not only Tech Wars, his Star Trek books.
Oh yes, the Star Trek: The Return, when they had him come back from the dead after what
Yes.
happened in Generations.
And the one before that he's a Borg. The Borg.
That the Borg is the reason they came back in that book. So
Kirk,
Yeah.
yeah, man.
yeah, but Kirk was casted, but by the fans, because even though he made so much movies and so much series, and even the murder documentaries, they only know him as Kirk.
Well, they
So it
best
was
know
the
him as
fan
that. Yeah,
That but
Yeah.
he was not. Yeah, so I understand.
man,
what
the
you're saying.
voice of 911.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like he did so much, so he wasn't casted
Wait.
by Hollywood, but he was casted by fans.
I
Yeah,
like
it's
the
casted by
Twilight
fans.
Zone episode.
The
Yeah,
old
that's what I'm saying.
Twilight.
Like he did.
That
But this was before Star
His
Trek.
voice, period. As a
It's-
voiceover or no matter what, he was perfect.
Yep. And at 94 to go up, I mean, in 93 to go up into space with Jeff Bezos in his rocket.
And didn't blow up. Yeah.
Yeah.
That
But-
G scream is very grit.
Yeah.
It cost him a lot.
All they needed was that one. You will be assimilated.
Yeah.
Oh my God! But yeah,
But
that's
a
one
late
of those.
episodes. We're gonna
That's
come
one of
up
those episodes, and that's one of the actors that I can't tell you that has reinvented himself so many times. It's not funny.
Yeah, we're gonna bring up. We're gonna eventually come up with an episode based on that.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So, in continuing with our theme, it's like Superman's out of the way, okay, and the Thunderbolts had 2 screenings, and again, what does a screening really do?
It just it proves that if it's good or not, and
Because trust me,
people's opinions.
let's say they do a screening, right? Because I know they do, but fan screenings and then executive screenings are 2 different things.
Mhm.
So I like to think for the ones that bombed the most were the executive screenings, where they sat there and said, "Hey, that's good. Yeah, I invested wisely," and then they come back and say, "I will kill you for every dollar I gave you." Okay.
My thing is screenings. Screenings are, when you really look at it, at its basic form, it's an opinion. You can have an opinion about a movie that you didn't like it, but I'm still going to watch it because I need to find out for myself.
Right.
So
Yep.
I don't listen to screenings. There are people that go by screenings like it's religion.
Oh,
You gotta go by the screenings that can show you both sides.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, I didn't like it for this, but it was great for this. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Like, not just downgrading the whole
Right.
movie.
I'm going to watch it because I want to watch it. Section 31, I shouldn't have watched.
Acolytes. I'm in pain still. I'm in therapy still watching it, bro.
Look at the acolytes.
I'm in therapy over it, bro.
It's not working.
It's not working. I need meds. Lots of meds.
No, yeah. So I'm going to agree. I mean, Acolytes was whack, but Section 31.
Whack? He says whack.
Hey, this came from the guy that said he's gonna record.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right, yeah. Mo Swallow. Good boy.
Bad comic. Caught me in mid swallow. What the hell?
Yeah.
I know.
And that didn't even sound right, but I don't care. but it's the truth. It's like, why are you announcing so many of these? I mean, if it's bad, it's going to be bad.
Yeah.
And if you did all these moves, like remove Cavill, or in the instance of the Thunderbolts, it's like, if you're not trusting in your film after 2, and you need to do reshoots, because they did the same thing with Zack Snyder. Zack Snyder, when we going to see the Snyder Cut? So, the wise people at AT&T threw $20 million at him and said, put it on HBO Max. But what happened? You had a 4-hour epic film that outshines all the others.
It was better than the original.
Fudge.
It was a whole new movie to me because they took out a lot of scenes that didn't make sense.
Didn't make sense. And they had the best Superman entrance scene ever.
Uh-huh.
When that boy just landed, and then the boom, you hear that boom, and he's like, not impressed.
Mm-hmm.
And then put the beat down on Steppenwolf. Oh my God! I loved it.
I think they should have given Superman to Snyder.
They should have kept it with Snyder.
3 to 4 movies.
Let Gunn handle Batman or redo The Flash or even redo Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
And then somewhere along the line, then create a whole new Justice League with this setup.
Yeah.
Do you guys think that by them changing all these superheroes all the time hurts them?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it does because there's a thing that when you go to a comic book store, there's this one poster that stands out amongst all the posters in there. And then there's 2. There's one with Marvel and all of its characters. Then DC has all of their characters. But if you look over the history, what has been repeated? Batman, Superman, but with the exception of now, with Wonder Woman and The Flash.
Yes.
And Aquaman. Okay. How many times? That's like, to me, is wash, rinse, and repeat and see how that works. Whereas Marvel just got past the core crew and have moved on to the next. Mm-hmm. And the Thunderbolts, to me, is the next generation of the heroes, even though they're not Avengers, but they're their own entity. And they stand out. They were a good comic book run when I was watching it. So having them as a movie, Nova coming up, hello? You're reaching into the bucket of all these characters and you're going phase 5, phase 6. I don't know what to tell you, bro. At least they're doing it right and smart. These guys are still rinsing and repeating the same characters. Like, if that's going to really... Yeah, you're going to get people in the seats, but you're also going to get people go like, you got to be kidding me, right? Again?
2 things I got to say.
One.
Number 1, I think Jurassic Park is going to be the surprise hit. And we're going to talk about that in a few. Now, number 2 that I got to talk about is that we got to take a commercial break. We'll be right back.
Greetings to all parents seeking an educational and entertaining show for your child. Look no further, as I am delighted to introduce you to Raiden's World. Hosted by the talented Raiden Laloma. This captivating show immerses young viewers in a world of imagination, science, and more, making learning a delightful experience. If you have Roku TV, simply download the LDM Network channel app or visit www.raidensworld.com for updates, games and more. Also stay updated by following the show on Instagram. Raiden's World is carefully crafted to engage children in a fun and educational manner, fostering their curiosity and love for learning. The show offers a unique blend of entertainment and knowledge, ensuring that your child's educational needs are met while they enjoy the wonders of Raiden's adventures. We invite you to join us on this educational voyage that promises not only to entertain your child but also to expand their horizons. It is the perfect combination of fun and learning, creating a wholesome viewing experience for both children and parents alike. So, why wait any longer? Dive into the world of Raiden's World today and witness the magic unfold before your eyes. Thank you for choosing us to be a part of your child's educational journey.
Come, let's play. LDM Radio. Come, let's play. Fun is what we crave.
Let's go. You're listening to New York City's LDM Radio. Another long stretch of continuous music.
Back into time. Flashback.
Make my move, gonna live my dream, gonna make my
New York City's LDM Radio.
The best radio station in the world. Is right here, right now.
What's up, mi gente? And we're back again from the void is known as commercialism. And we're back for more of the Ricans and your number 2 reason other than the commercial break for films that are being screened.
Yes. Jurassic is going to be the surprise hit, as I mentioned before the commercial break, because it hasn't received any screening that I know about, and it hasn't been talked about negative or positively.
Nope.
And Jurassic Park movies have done very well. Even the ones that we thought was going to be crap. Like,
good.
Yeah.
Really good.
Yeah.
Especially the one where now they brought like both characters from the very beginning and the characters even now together in one film.
Yes.
I'm like, that's a good ensemble cast. That's when you get all of them there.
Thank you. No, I'm not going to.
Okay. So that's when you get all of them there, and that became a real good movie. That was a real good.
Yes.
Now you're starting over, and you got Scarlett Johansson. Oh, I love you. Heading this lineup now. I mean, I saw the trailer, and I'm like, and my brother's a huge fan for this. Oh, big time.
I love the Jurassic World.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, and not for nothing. Did you see what they did now in real life? They created the 3 wolves, the dire wolves.
Oh, yeah.
The 3 dire wolves.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I want one.
You can keep them then. Yeah. I guess I'll be running the show alone after he eats him.
Yeah.
He'll be the first target he can catch.
Because I
even on a chair.
on Game of Thrones, I was like, I want a wolf.
Husky.
No,
That's what you won't get.
not a Chihuahua. I want a wolf.
Yeah.
Not any wolf.
Honestly,
This
if I
wolf.
had to pick a dog, I'd pick the African dog. Those guys are vicious.
Well, there's the African dog, and then there's this other one that can fight a tiger. I want the one that fights a tiger.
Which one?
I'm trying to remember the name of it.
That'll be the next
But
episode. But anyway, back to
that'll be
this.
on the next
Wild
episode.
dog.
Huh?
The wild dogs you're talking about?
No. A dog King Corsos. They're called
Yes.
King Corsos. They're vicious enough and they're protective that they'll go one-on-one with a tiger
And win.
and win. They're that strong. And it's just, oh yeah, I want a King Corso.
Next episode. But
So
Jurassic World is going to be the hit, I think.
I think also
And
in 2
Fantastic
weeks.
Four.
And Fantastic Four too, because all they did was announce and did a whole thing for the announcement of the trailer. I gotta say the trailer was good. I mean, when I saw Herbie the Robot, I was like, wait a second. It brought back nostalgic memories of watching it on NBC as an animated feature.
Just like the Superman when they brought the robots out. I thought that was part of the original.
Well, that was part of All-Star Superman.
Yes.
So I'm like, okay. But they said it's episodic, so there's going to be other villains. Personally, if you look at Superman Legacy and the episodic episodes in Legacy shows Darkseid. And that was, the story of him, falling into his own as a hero. Now, on the other end, I would like to see Brainiac. Because everybody screamed that when Cavill did Man of Steel, they wanted a Man of Steel 2. They screamed about it for 10 years while he was playing the part in this film. They wanted a Man of Steel 2, and they wanted Cavill to go up against Brainiac. Never happened. I mean, well, we got excited when it was going to wind up being him and Dwayne Johnson as Black Adam, and we're like, oh, and then deflated again. So we'll see. But to actually think if Brainiac shows up as one of the villains in this, that would be.
Yeah.
How they're going to do it, don't know. But that's why I'm afraid, because they've had so many.
I could see
so many.
They could use one of the robots that Superman has.
I know which one too. Oh, he looked at me.
Yeah.
You know which one that is,
Yeah.
people, if you saw the trailer.
Number 12.
Mm-hmm. But with the Fantastic Four, the fact that they have not a CG, I mean, it's going to be CGI, but it's an actor playing Galactus. Not that, mystic thing that they had in the second one. I was like, that's Galactus? Are you serious?
The only downfall that I see for Fantastic Four,
Let me guess.
Silver Surfer.
Female Super Surfer?
Yeah. That's an iffy.
It's an iffy, but it's a damn cute iffy.
But it can work. It can work.
It can.
It will work.
Can. I think it will work.
Yeah.
I mean, I know the
Mystique.
Oh.
It could work.
It could work. Because, I mean, everybody knows that Silver Surfer was a guy. Okay, he's a guy. But now you got him as a female. That's interesting.
No, but then he mentioned that he comes from travelers like that. So it opens up the book a little bit, because he's trying to say he's not the only one.
He wasn't the only...
Silver Surfer.
No, not Silver Surfer.
Well, not a Silver Surfer. He was not the only person in his planet.
In
in Zenla?
Yeah,
no, he wasn't. He sacrificed himself
to save Zenla.
To save it,
but
and
he
said he would be his herald. So he was actually
herald. That's the word I'm looking for.
He's the first. He's the first herald. Right. The very first herald.
Was it the planet the one that gave him the surfboard?
No, it's a Galactus. Galactus gave him his abilities, gave him the power cosmic, and created a board. So he, as his herald, his job is to find suitable planets for him to feast on. But then he was the first.
Starting to be good, maybe.
Yeah, that was the surfboard was an influence of the '60s.
But I think the reason why it was female is because you had Nova, who was also a herald of Galactus, and I don't mean the Centurion Nova, female Nova.
Yeah.
So you could look at the two. It's like I can see why they linked onto that to go and just make that one as the Silver Surfer. I mean, it could, like I said, the storyline could still be the same as Norrin Radd's origins, but instead of him sacrificing for his love and the planet, same thing with the female, sacrificing for her husband and the planet. So it's still going to wind up being the same thing. Now, question is this story going to be good? That's the thing, because the CGI, they got that going just right.
Yeah.
Just right. But is the story going to be good? Because I know people were like, they were waiting for the Mr. Fantastic from the Multiverse of Madness, and everyone's like, oh, yeah! And they're just screaming. I mean, I was screaming with the rest of y'all, too. I was hoping for that. Maybe to see his wife, Emily Blunt, play Mrs. Fantastic. As far as Grimm and who else? Well, whoever else, they should be just as good.
Yeah.
But when it came with Pedro Pascal, it was like, really? But then that was the same thing with every other Batman. Like from Val Kilmer to Christian Bale. And then Ben Affleck, I found that the funniest. I remember in the talk show, he was talking about when he was announced as the Batman, he went through one of his Instagram threads, and one of them said, "No!" Exclamation point.
Yeah.
I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. So seeing this female version as the first and only female iteration of the Silver Surfer, because even the animated films had Norrin Radd standard. So it's just a matter of time. I mean, I think, for me personally, I think it's going to be a huge hit. Well, I think 4 times the charm. 4th time.
I'd like to do something right now which is out of the ordinary here. Excuse me for doing this, Mo, but our producer, Mr. Charles Laloma, has a book coming out.
Yes.
And we would like to give him I would like to give him, if you don't mind,
the
last 2 minutes of this episode to talk about it and to tell us a little more about his book experience.
Soon, Killer Within You by Charles Laloma. will be available in hard copy or digital.
Yeah. The omnipotent voice now must be seen.
Yes, yes.
I gotta be closer to him. He got the mic.
You gotta take my mic here.
Oh.
You gotta slouch down though, because you're not gonna be seen.
Well, guys, the book is called The Killer Within. It'll be to the public on the 21st, but on the 19th, I am giving autographed copies at the studio. You can meet people from the other shows, like if Mogos, El Latino Ruido will be there, XY101's cast will be there. So you get to meet the network as well as me. The book is about an FBI agent and a detective trying to find a serial killer. Through the whole book is going to take you on the twists and turns of laughter, emotions, and things like that until the end when you don't realize who it is. You might, if you're smart enough, but you might not. It doesn't mean you're dumb. It just means that you didn't see the clues or read the clues or however that works. Yeah. Imagine the clues.
How can they get your book?
It's going to be sold on Barnes & Nobles. All you have to do is go to Barnes & Noble's website and put Killer Within or put my name and it pops right up. And then you can purchase it there. If you want a copy with an autograph, you will have to inbox me. You can go to LDM Network, the LDM show, and go from there. But it's a book where it's going to be 3 trilogy. So it's going to be 3 books coming out within the next 2 years. All 3 books will be out. So it depends on Barnes & Nobles how fast they want it. And other than that, it's a book where even, here's a little thing, half of the characters are people from my past, like my mom, my dad. I kept their names alive in the book.
Nice.
So this way, and my best friend, who is the investigator, my mom, who is the reporter, my dad, who is the detective finding the serial killer.
Nice.
So
Nice.
It's a good book. Buy it, like he has a comic. Check that out as well. So, we're doing our things here. We're Latinos and we're nerds.
We're nerds and we're loving it every step of the way and doing our thing to entertain you and have you come see us. So get your copy.
Yes.
Come see us and we can engage in nerdy conversation or all types of conversations. But it's good for us to get in contact with you.
Hey, who knows? Maybe I'll make a book of how a Star Wars fan beat a Star Trek fan.
Another one I'm going to beam into space.
The other way.
How much better that Star Wars is better than?
Oh yeah, well, it's because we have the Force and.
Yeah,
but anyway.
Yeah.
We're just.
Scotty, beam him up.
Yeah, we'll beam up.
We're going to beam up something, all right.
Beam up. Yeah, I didn't like that last one when he left the chair here.
Yeah,
I didn't like that.
No, that was wrong.
Yeah, that was
dead wrong.
But, continue though.
Go ahead. And on
Go ahead, okay.
And on that note, I believe, if Mr. Producer Guy, I think we're all right. That sounds like an interesting book coming out.
Definitely.
Please pick it up. I know I'm getting my copy.
And I'm getting mine.
Yes, and it's gonna be good. And if you didn't look at the cover yet, where can they look at the cover?
It's on the LDM Network as well.
Yes.
And the website.
The cover alone will make you wonder about the book, and you're gonna want to pick it up.
And it's a page turner, to say the least.
Yes.
It is a page turner.
I've had the privilege of reading the first few pages. My mother had the privilege of reading the first few pages, and she liked it, and I liked it. So, yes, it's going to be very, very interesting. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, this is LDM. My name is Groovy Lou.
And I'm Easygoing Mo. And again, thank you for joining us for this edition of Nerdo Ricans. See you soon. Live long and prosper.
May the force be with you.